How do you know what God's will for your life is? God allows us to cross paths with people that he is yoking us with or mingling us with together. He's mingling these relationships that are good and beneficial relationships in his view. We can either agree to engage with these people, to create a relationship with them, or to not create a relationship with them. It's our decision. He gives us free will. I have observed that I have made choices in business relationships that was not God's will, but my will. So Proverbs 3:5-6, trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways, acknowledge him, and he shall direct your path. So God places people in our paths, and it's up to us to engage with that person. God places people in our lives and in our path, and it is up to you to engage with that person and take action. He gives us free will, so it's up to us to take the hint. So while working at Home Depot, I interacted with one of our top single agents at my old office that knows me, and we've worked together and we have a good relationship. God sent her into Home Depot like several times. And I think the purpose was to work with her through a referral. But I ignored it. I don't know why. I just did. However, this is what I did do. I did lean on my own understanding. So I called my previous friend that was at the same company, whose mother is a raging Queen Jezebel and has stolen from me. So I've worked with her and the team for at least 7 years, and she has stolen commissions from me in the past. But for somehow I decided in my little brain of my own understanding that I was going to call her because I thought she was my friend at one time. And I don't know why, but instead of leading to what God told me to do, I called her. So my understanding at the time, I did not realize, I guess, that this friend was from the camp of the enemy. I was in denial. So my friend, which is her daughter, which used to be my friend, has actually turned into the spirit of Jezebel and has turned into her mother. And I guess I realized this at some level, but I really didn't want to accept and believe it. So again, in my own understanding, I made this decision. So I made a decision to list my referral listing to my friend, who is the narcissistic, worshiping Satanist daughter, Queen Jezebel, Linda. I listed it with her daughter, thinking, I don't know what I was thinking, that it was a good choice. Again, I was leaning on my own understanding. So they are the top real estate team at my office, and they have a really large budget to advertise. So 3 months into the listing, I've done a couple open houses. I'm still licensed at the same company, but I haven't paid my dues, so I can't really be in the computer. So this is why I had to utilize their services. You had to pay the board dues too. So anyways, all of a sudden, one day, Paula starts to light up my phone and basically, in a tizzy, that somebody came to the open house and discovered that I was no longer a licensed. So apparently somebody came to the open house and someone there discovered that I was not a licensed real estate agent anymore. Okay, what happened? All right, here's what happened. So the Queen Jezebel, Linda, basically called our manager at the office and told her to send my real estate license back to the state of Michigan without letting me know, or even, calling me after like 15 years. I didn't even get a call from the manager letting me know that she was going to physically do this. And this is not something that you do without telling somebody you're going to do it. But Linda did that to me. And then when I was doing an open house and I was unlicensed, she made me look like a liability, which is what narcissists do, selfish ambitions. Apparently, my old narcissistic boss was so threatened by my referring business to her, she wanted me out of the office. So when people are stabbing you in the back, They act like total cowards. This is why my manager, after almost 15 years at my brokerage, didn't even so much as to have the courage to call me and to tell me what was happening. So I'm actually still so angry that I can't even talk to any of these characters in this narrative. I can't even. I cannot control my tongue. But what I have done is I've given the injustice to God, to the courts of heaven, and it is my job now to let God, all I have to do is let God take care of it and do nothing. But I did present the injustice to him, and he was well aware of, since they are of the camp of the enemy, they were persecuting me and coming against me with injustices. So my real estate company was taking me to small claims court for my accounts receivable. It was like $800. And I mean, I kind of flipped out over a couple weeks over that one. But I took that to court too. And what happened was I had filed bankruptcy in 2019, and all I had to do was send a copy of that to the mediation collections, and it was dismissed. So my old Jezebel boss sold the house I referred to her, and she stole a $3,000 referral fee and commission from me. And she was able to do that legally because since I did not have a real estate license at the time of the closing, this Jezebel woman did not have to pay me. Unbelievable. Again, this is an example of trusting my own understanding. I've had that experience with her. Now, by stealing a referral commission from me, I need to take her to ethics and a grievance court, a human court. I just haven't been able to deal with this because of the bitterness of the betrayal and because I've just been so emotional. I haven't followed through. But I have taken it to God's court, but I need to follow through and take an action with the human courts because she did steal that money from me through a wicked scheme. She represents what the enemy does to us. The enemy steals any way they can. I mean, in this case, she stole money from me. But they steal, they kill, and they destroy you because you are a threat to their kingdom of darkness. Because of what I am in God's kingdom as ambassador of heaven, I am her spiritual enemy. She, the spirit of Jezebel, my old boss, represents the bride of Satan. Satan also blesses his bride in this world that we live in with a lot of money. This is why very wicked people are millionaires. This is why narcissists worshiping Satanists, they get their blessings from this world. Their groom is Satan, and he spoils Queen Jezebel, the bride of Satan, who is also the false prophet. She does the will of Satan. She is his right-hand person. The third step in AA says, we made a decision to turn our will and our lives over to the care of God as we understood him. So then what happened, there was another agent from my office that came in, and she always comes in there. I've talked to her several times, and she ended up buying appliances from one of my coworkers because of a call that I made. But she has a home exactly where I want to live, where my daughter can walk to school. And so this agent has a lot of rentals to earn income because when her husband was sick, they used the income on the rentals to pay his bills. So anyway, she has a perfect house for me in the perfect area that I want to live in, where my daughter can walk to school. And she literally bought the appliances for this house through me. And she's going to allow me to remodel it. And then she has promised that I can rent it. So it's going to take a while, about 3 months. It has an oil burning furnace, so it's going to have to be renovated. But also what God is showing me, he brought this woman into my life. I was able to sell her appliances, which made my work happy. And now I'm going to be designing a kitchen with granite for my own house that I'm going to rent with my daughter. And God brought her into Home Depot. And so I have to act. So basically, God has put everyone in my life. So I realized that leaning not on my understanding, But when I realize that God is bringing people into my workplace that he wants me to engage and interact with, I have to then take the action and pick up the phone and make it happen. And then this was last weekend. I had a lady from a social advocate company that I used to work with 3 years ago with some financial help. And I ran into her the other day, who basically said to me, call her and they will subsidize rent. So what I realized is that when I rely on my own understanding and I make decisions based on bad past things that have happened to me, thinking that, and that's the definition of insanity, doing the same things over and over again, expecting different results. It's like taking a round peg and trying to fit it into a square hole. It's not going to work. As much as I want to make it work, I can't make it work.